Going back to Lucha Underground for a second, the big question right now is that whether they will get a season 2. Now, I think the money might be an issue. They need to find funding, I think, is what the problem is. Or find a network to do the show on. They don't want to settle for a lower budget because that might hurt the quality of the show, so I absolutely understand that, and I don't want to see that suffer, so that's great to see. But do you think that there will be a season 2 of Lucha Underground at some point in the near future?
They should. Whether it happens or not, that's to be determined. With all the buzz, and that's the key word again, buzz, people talking, and they know people are talking about it. I don't see why El Rey wouldn't re-up or re-sign Lucha Underground. And if Lucha has to go to it, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't go to another network. I wouldn't do anything. But if they had to, I would. The company is a huge success. I don't know, money-wise, like you said, there's rumors of them not having money or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's in their accounts. I don't know how they're paying their superstars. But if I were El Rey Network, do they own half of Lucha Underground? Or is it just contact based?
It might be just contact-based, but I do know for a fact, from what I've heard, again, not for a fact, but just from what I've heard, that they spent $20 million in the last season, so they have a huge budget. I mean, you taking all the production into account, and it makes sense, but I think it's just finding somewhere to fund it,
Well, $20 million in wrestling industry terms, that's not a whole hell of a lot, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot of money to you and I, obviously. But
yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, WWE is paying one wrestler more than that. Of course, they have national sponsors and things like that.
Yeah.
And money coming in left and right. I think they can run Lucha Underground on half of that. I mean, the wrestlers, they have some big name wrestlers on there, but the company is still growing. I mean, this is their first season, their first year.
Mm-hmm.
The company's still growing. I think they can get away with half of last year's budget on revising Lucha Underground.
They might. I mean, I think it's plausible. Like I said, I don't think they want to hurt the quality of the show. I don't know how much it would suffer, like if they would have to get rid of the backstage segments or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's a matter of the talent. It might be just the production stuff. I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, if they will, even if they have to settle, I mean, I'd rather see them settle for a lower budget than not come back at all, because like you said, there's so much buzz around that promotion. I'd rather see it come back like that,
Yep.
So hopefully
it was.
it was.
I've seen rumors of possible Rey Mysterio, which that I think that would hurt.
You think so?
Company.
You don't want to see Mysterio on Lucha Underground?
Because he would want more money.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And like you said, that'll be taking away some money that they probably would need for, they can get 3 wrestlers probably for what they'll pay Rey Mysterio, and most of these luchadors are pretty solid.
Yeah.
There's still some American wrestlers that can still go here in the States beyond the lucha style. So I don't know. Bringing in a Rey Mysterio, there's rumors of Rey Mysterio possibly getting hired by Lucha Underground. There's some other rumors out there. I don't know. I don't see it happening, and I don't want it to happen, because then that goes back to the whole TNA thing. People start saying they're hiring WWE rejects or whatnot. And, Ray is working down in Mexico, so
yeah,
it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Los Angeles, from Mexico, and Lucha Underground, Lucha Libre. So it's not that far stretch of him coming.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think
it's a good thing or bad thing. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, I guess, if they do end up getting signed for a season 2, and if money is an issue, like settling for a lower budget or whatever. You make a good point, because I think it'd be a great get for them. He kind of fits the style perfectly. They might be able to limit his schedule as opposed to in WWE, whatever. So it'd be a big get, because everyone knows Rey Mysterio. But like you said, the amount of money they might be paying him just to be there, and Del Rio's another guy they're going to be probably paying a lot. But a prime example, I was at an indie show last weekend, and everyone's autograph was like, even Del Rio, a couple people, Mick Foley, Matt Hardy, they were selling autographs for like $20-$30. Rey Mysterio was selling, they had combos. You can get an autograph and a picture for $75 for Rey Mysterio. And I mean, they were making money off the kids and stuff. They were selling the masks and all this other stuff. But I can only imagine how much money he would be wanting from Lucha Underground if he ended up signing with them, if they were to come back for season 2. So yeah, you bring up a good point as to whether, even a Hogan, who they thought might be a perfect comparison, a guy who they thought when they brought in, who is pro wrestling, whether people like him or have no feeling about him whatsoever, he is pro wrestling. And they thought when bringing him in 2009 would launch their brand up to superstardom. And it did for like a week or two in the first couple weeks of 2010. And then it just kind of died from that point forward. They gave him way too much power. Now, I'm not saying that's the issue with Rey Mysterio, but they were paying him way too much money by the end to even justify him being around. Where by the end,
and not to mention that he'll probably we'll go back to WCW days when the talent had total control of their character, their gimmick. Mm-hmm. And would you think Ray would want that? And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at this point in his career, I wouldn't doubt it, and if it definitely would pose an issue. But yeah, that is a good point. That's kind of what caused WCW to fall. Exactly.
And I believe there will be a season 2. They should be gearing up for tapings of that season 2 shortly, too. I mean, if they want to get it out. And what network? Hopefully it's El Rey. I don't want any change. Only a change would hurt.
Yeah. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.